Okay, YouTube, we're gonna give this a crack. This is the final day of my uni semester, I suppose. I've got my final exam today. We've got an 800 meter session to kind of kick that off. And so I thought I'd kind of chat through why we're starting a YouTube channel, what we're trying to do here, who I am, and yeah, thought that could be a kind of good way to ease into it, start off some longer form content. Session today is 7 by 800 meters at 305 to 310 pace, with 200 meters jogging in between that. And then we've got 10 by 200 meters with 30 seconds of standing recovery, aiming to hit those at about 250, which by then should feel pretty hard. We're going to spike up for them as well, which is pretty exciting. We've got an 800 meters next week. So yeah, a little bit of preparation for that. But yeah, YouTube comes from a couple of different little factors piling up together. We've been on Instagram for about 2 years now. We started in February 2 years ago, and it's blown up since then. Really happy with how Instagram's done. We've got about 23,000 followers now, and I think that the kind of loyalty of that following is massive. Like, people really like what I do, which I think is fantastic. Started making running content, I guess, because I was pissed off with the amount of bullshit out there coming from people who don't know what they're talking about, or don't even like running or exercising or fitness or health. They're just there for the money grab, product promotions and thirst traps and all that kind of stupid stuff. So I thought I'd start making running content that doesn't have that kind of cringe fakeness associated with it. And yeah, it's done pretty well. Grew very, very quickly in the second year especially, to the point where, you know, we started getting sent some free stuff from brands, which is always fun. But yeah, recently Instagram decided that anything over the length of 90 seconds for your reels just doesn't get promoted above anything else. Like, you don't get shown to any new audience. So I was putting all this effort into making some pretty decent content. Like, it worked before, and it was just going nowhere. Like, I had people bumping into me saying, "Oh, I thought you'd stop posting," because they just hadn't seen any of my reels. Instagram had just nerfed them. And so the idea here is that we're going to start a YouTube channel. We're going to polarize the content a bit, make some longer form stuff here, and then kind of snip up some shorter stuff for Instagram. 2K warm up, so we'll get into that. You'd think short form running content would be really easy to pump out, and it is if you do shitty content, I guess. If you just chat GPT your captions, whack it over some footage of you running, it can be very fast, can be very easy. But if you actually want to say something, you have some ideas that you want to develop, it's actually very hard. You got to spend a lot of time being very deliberate with what you're going to say. You got to snip out every single half second of empty space, because you got to fit it in that 90-second limit. And in the end, it just kind of ends up being a bit of a waste of time. You got to do captions as well. They take forever to edit, because as an Australian trying to work with AI, which is trying to guess what I'm trying to say, just has no clue. So I kind of thought that YouTube would be a little bit easier, less editing, more raw footage. I can kind of just say what I want. Don't have to think about whether it's going to fit in the time limit or not, which I think some people will enjoy, and I think I'll enjoy it more, because I think it'll be just easier to make. Other thing as well is, on Instagram, the moment that you post a video, after about 2 days, no one's seeing that thing again. The views die off. Nobody can search for it as well. On YouTube, you post something, it's there forever in your archive. People can search for it, and I feel like you just get better bang for your buck in terms of what you're actually going to be posting. We're going to try to divert a lot of our efforts towards this longer stuff. We're going to keep Instagram running on the sidelines, I think, but it's not going to be, you know, not going to be pumping out shoe reviews on there if no one's going to see them because they're 3 minutes long. May as well make them on here when they're 9 or 10 minutes long. I can say everything that I want. The people who really want to see it get the full dose, and then, you know, leave some smaller stuff, few little things for the Instagram. Been wearing a fair bit of lower stack shoes recently, or lower stack. They're still decently high, but been enjoying the Hoka Mark 6 for warm-ups, bit of daily training as well. Pegasus Plus has been good. I kind of enjoyed having something which is a little bit more grounded and firm. Snappier is probably the way I describe it. Just makes me feel like I'm getting more in touch with the ground. Not in a kind of hippie barefoot sense, but like, you know, you can just kind of feel a little bit of what's going on underfoot. I feel like it's good for, you know, a bit of proprioception, really understand your running form, whereas when I'm running in those big, blocky, stacked shoes, Super Blast even, I really enjoyed that shoe last time I had it, but this time round, I'm not as fussed. I think just having so much stack underfoot can be fun sometimes when your legs are sore, but when you're fresh, I kind of want to, you know, really bite into the ground, and having that stack feels like it's kind of blocking me. Session shoe we're going to wear for the 800s is the Takumi Sen 10. Wicked fast shoe. Yeah, probably my favorite in terms of session shoes for ripping reps. And then my spike, which is probably what I'm going to wear for my 800 next Saturday in 2 weeks time, is going to be the Adizero Ambition. This is the new Paris edition. New foam setup, I guess. They used to have a dual setup with Light Strike in the heel. I think this is all Light Strike Pro now. They've gotten rid of the rods as well, so it's all one stiff plate. So we'll give them a crack. They look like a lot of fun. Yeah, 800, and then we're gonna lock into some longer training, which I'm not really allowed to talk about just yet, but pretty exciting stuff going through the summer. But yeah, we're just gonna, for a bit of a laugh, we're gonna see what 800 meter we can run off Marathon Fitness. I think I like the idea of doing vlogs like this, a bit more relaxed, just kind of chat at a camera. That sounds like a lot of fun to me, moving into summer especially, when we're back up on the farm doing harvest, or down south on holidays, or overseas on holidays. I think that's gonna be, you know, some interesting stuff there. Shoe reviews I really want to do as well. As I said, like 3 minutes to chat about a shoe. Why not extend it to 9 or 10, and then the shoe nerds can really get around it. And even just like rants, a few odd topics, shoe comparisons as well. That's going to be good. Do some big roundups. I think a lot of people will find, oh shit, I've left my other shoe at home. Righto, looks like we're spiking up for the whole thing, which is fun. I like spikes. Can't believe that. That's next level stupid. Yeah, okay, we're spiking up. I probably could have been doing this in the Hoka Mark 6, but I really do love running in spikes, so we'll give it a go. I always think it's good. Strengthen up the calves a bit. Okay, 7 by 800 meters, followed by 10 by 200. We're gonna rip in. Not gonna be a whole lot of quality footage, but we're gonna rip in either way. Tough. I don't think I hit any of those final splits, but we got the job of the workout, which was to get some lactic and run through it. Oh wow. Like, legs feel a bit heavy, but considering this is the first time in spikes in a long time, I've next to zero calf pain, which could just be because of the grass, but I'd like to think that means I have a little bit more calf strength, which is something I've been working on. I think the rain turned off the footage of the 800 meters. Wasn't that impressive, I'll tell you what. Okay, so looking at those splits, the 800s, we're on pace for probably the first 4, averaging around 311. Then we dropped off pretty hard
to about 317, 318 average for those last 3. And then into the 200s, yeah, look, pretty inconsistent. 3 minutes, 3:55. Most were falling in there. Then the last one we got 3:48. So not really what we wanted to hit in the paces, but again, if you get the purpose of the workout, I think the paces can get in the bin. Legs are feeling heavy. Got plenty of time running fast. Got time in spikes as well. So yeah, bit all over the shop this morning, but hopefully that gives just a bit of a rundown of what we kind of intend to do with this whole YouTube thing. Thought it'd be better than sitting down in front of a camera saying, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my timetable for the next couple of months. I just want to have fun, and if people are willing to watch that, even better.